What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm going to be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on.
And on today's video, guys, I will show you quite interesting, let's say, interactions in between some members of MMTLP community. And this conversation will definitely show you that our community has quite opposite points of view on a particular questions, and this might also lead to some, let's say, misunderstandings inside our community that potentially might be not so pleasant, not so helpful to achieve our main goal. On top of that, I will show you an update in 12.1 of the 1209 lawsuits. We have another filings. And on top of that, guys, I will show you quite interesting, let's say, statement that might be a real bombshell if it comes to a fruition, or if it is a pure lie, it will definitely harm this person, the person who made this statement. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. On top of that, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And for now, guys, I have 3 tiers. It is Discord Access tier, Safe Haven and Gold tier. And if you want to just be in line with all the latest news and with the most recent actions and potential upcoming actions of the US stock market, it is more than enough to join just Discord Access. If you want me to cover your personal position and if you want me to create a plan for you to invest in stock market, Safe Haven is for you. The only difference in between these 2 tiers is that on Safe Haven tier you will have a monthly 30-minute Zoom call session with me. And the Gold tier is for people who want to take the most from my experience and from my knowledge. And in this tier you will have a 30 minutes weekly Zoom call with me where I will teach you how to beat the market. On top of that, guys, for the members of this tier I will give my personal signals where to enter and where to leave the position. I will do it when market conditions are more predictable for swing positions. So, and let me give you a sneak peek on the Discord group. You can see that I publish a lot of updates on the market, and as you can see, I even make predictions of its upcoming movements. And if you follow my channel for quite some time, you know that I have a very high level of experience in this type of trades. And guys, in this Discord group, I explain a lot to my patrons, and I do a lot of technical analysis on demand on different assets. Here is the general sentiment of the market on April the 10th. Here is INTC, ISRG. Here is JDR, KLB, MSTR, and other ticker symbols. You can see that I do it pretty much 2 or 3 times a week. And all of my community members know how to benefit out of these market conditions. So guys, and let's begin with this tweet that I covered yesterday. John Burder reposted the tweet that was written by Anna Trades, and I covered this just yesterday in my yesterday's video. It is the tweet that is related to new rule, implementation of the new rule that potentially might legalize counterfeit shares. And you can see that John Burder reposted it just yesterday. And right now, let me show you this. John Burder also reposted this tweet that was written by Due Diligence several hours ago. And let me show you this tweet in details. Due Diligence wrote, a lot of noise floating around about SEC rule SRFICC 2025-013. Tagging this community and asking them to take action. Let's get this straight before we are all made to look like idiots. This is not a rule that legalizes counterfeit shares. It is a very minor operational update that lets broker-dealer netting members at the FICC use the same deposit ID across related accounts. That's all. Before anyone can try to dump on me for posting this, let's break this all down further and see if they can refute any of it. Some big financial firms, these are called broker-dealer netting members, say it with me, do a lot of trading through the FICC, which is a part of the system that clears and settles US government securities trades. These trades involve treasury bills, short-term debt, treasury notes, T-notes, treasury bonds and other bonds that adjust with inflation. These firms that trade these securities often have multiple accounts, like one for their broker business and one for their dealer business. This rule just lets them use the same deposit ID for both accounts, which makes it easier for the FICC to track the money they owe or are owed. This is called margin or deposit requirements. Say it with me again. That's it. It doesn't change anything about trade settlement, share issuance or how equities are cleared. It's not even about equities, which are what we call stocks. For God's sake. This applies only to the fixed income clearing corporation, which handles government securities, not stocks. Now that we have broken that down, I want to point out that FICC is not equal to FINRA. FINRA is a separate broker-dealer SRO and has no role in this deposit ID tweak. This rule has zero to do with FINRA. Absolutely nothing. Grok isn't lying, and neither is any other AI in the world that points this out. If you are screaming about FINRA and are pulse while discussing a rule that has nothing to do with either, I don't know what to tell you at this point. Now, why I am posting this? Simple. There is a reason why animal rights activists don't storm a center of old folks with dementia, the far at home for the perpetually confused, if they want to protest against McDonald's for selling beef. I understand that people want change, but if the MMTLP community or any other investor group started shouting no to this rule because they believe it legalizes counterfeiting, it makes us look incredibly stupid. Now, do I think regulators deserve scrutiny? Absolutely. But if you're serious about accountability, the real move here is using the public comment process to push for transparency enhancements. Like, I don't know, real-time reporting of short interest and FTDs, public access to blue sheet data, full disclosure of exchange dark pool activity, enforcement rule 15C3-3 for proper share delivery, mandatory independent auditing of corporate actions and youth halts, mandatory transparency of market maker positions, public visibility into CAT data, and full audit trails for all trade life cycle events, just to name a few. The window to do this is open until May 29th. And to be honest, I don't know why he published this deadline. So, email your concerns to rulecomment@sec.gov. I know some people are going to make all kinds of accusations toward me over this post. I'm a plant, I'm this, I'm that. The truth is, I don't want investors to look stupid. I want us to fight, but I also want us to use the right tools and aim at the right targets for the love of God. Stay sharp. Even more dumping on Drew to begin in 5, 4, 3, 2. And guys, I have to admit that, to be honest, I don't care about this rule at all. For my patrons and for my students, it doesn't matter because everything that matters for us is just the price of certain assets. And in my Patreon account, you can find that we have zero conversations about these FTDs, these fake shares, naked shorting and others. It is just a pure technical analysis which allow us to be consistently profitable. And I explain a lot to my patrons. I make a lot of tutorials where they can find extremely useful information for them. And I do a lot of technical analysis on demand, basically 2 or 3 times a week with some additional information. That is why, guys, all these let's say conversations and all these problems of FTDs, of fake shares and other so-called illegal actions, it doesn't care at all for the people who want to just trade certain assets. And let me show you an answer from Anna Trades. It should be completed from both sides. I have to admit that this answer is quite interesting, but I don't want to read you in its entirety, because let me show you this. We have another answer that is more structured and that is more generic, but it is much better written. Let me show you that Anna Trades responded it to Amy. And Amy wrote, all you are posting is a notice of a rule change implementation and then widely speculating what it means. You don't provide proof of market-wide blending of assets. FINRA, instead of its members using deposit ID, obscure assets and the counterfeit shares. Drew is right. This rule simply allows regulators to more easily track margin and collateral requirements, which in reality means FINRA will have a better view if and when their members aren't holding up their end of the bargain, making it a benefit to transparency. The reason your comment wasn't posted might be because everything you say is hyperbolic and crazy speculation about complex systems you clearly do not understand. They are under no obligation to entertain your nonsense or post it to the public. And guys, this answer of Anna Trades, I will read you it in its entirety, because it is another, I would say, quite good explanation of Anna's point of view, and she basically she has a lot of quite good statements in it. So, warning, she wrote, warning, Wall Street puppets exposed. Amy and Ocelot are wrong. And guys, to be honest, I don't like this type of statements, and I don't like the statement like right here. They are under no obligation to entertain your nonsense or post it to the public. So, well, it is not the best and the most polite statements, but in general it doesn't matter. Let me quote you further. Your dismissive comments show you're either willfully ignorant or actively defending Wall Street corruption. You accuse me of speculating, but I have thousands of pages of data and documents proving how FINRA's dark pool venues are used to systematically destroy companies, including DJT, Tesla, Finger, and countless others. When FINRA is faced with this evidence, they will likely claim too big to fail, but we will not bail them out. FINRA must be shut down indefinitely. 1. FINRA's role as the largest inter-dealer broker. Source: FINRA eligible inter-dealer quotation system. Fact: FINRA operates as the largest inter-dealer broker in the OTC markets, running trading venues like OTCBB, OOTC, XADF, and UTP. These venues are supposedly closed or for regulatory purposes only, yet FINRA frequently appears on both the bid and ask sides of numerous Nasdaq stocks, including Finger, DJT, and Tesla. Reality: this dual role as both regulator and market operator creates a conflict of interest, as FINRA can control both the reporting and execution of trades with these dark pool venues. And guys, it is definitely very difficult to argue with this statement. We know that it is true. So, 2. FINRA's OTC reporting facility and inter-dealer role. Source: FINRA, over-the-counter reporting facility, ORF. Fact: the ORF is used for reporting trades in OTC equity securities executed outside of exchanges. As the operator of this facility, FINRA directly influences how these trades are reported and cleared, further blurring the lines between regulation and market participation. Reality: this control allows FINRA to manipulate data and hide counterfeit shares, especially when they act as both the regulator and the market participant. 3. FICC's role in moving synthetic shares into bonds and pensions. Source: FICC Government Securities Division Rulebook. Fact: the FICC, Fixed Income Clearing Corporation, facilitates the clearing and rehypothecation of securities, including those that may contain synthetic or phantom shares. Reality: the rule SR FICC 2025-013 allows inter-dealer brokers to use the same deposit ID, blending client and proprietary assets. This blending can embed synthetic shares into bonds and pensions, discussing counterfeit securities with fixed income products and retirement funds. 4. SEC Statement of FICC Rules and Customer Securities. Source: SEC Statement on Fixed Income Clearing Corporation Rules. Fact: the SEC acknowledges that under approved FICC rules, broker-dealer can deposit customer-held securities to meet FICC margin requirements. Reality: this practice involves rehypothecation, where customer securities are used as a collateral, raising concerns about the blending of client and proprietary assets. 5. FINRA's dual role and conflict of interest. Source: FINRA Regulatory Notice 16-34. Fact: FINRA proposed operating an inter-dealer quotation facility for all OTC equity securities, highlighting its dual role as both regulator and market participant. Reality: this conflict of interest becomes problematic when FINRA oversees markets in which it actively participates, including dark pool trading venues. 6. Rehypothecation risks in financial markets. Source: FSB Securities Lending and Repos. Market Overview and Financial Stability Issues. Fact: the FSB outlines the risks associated with rehypothecation in securities lending and repo markets. Reality: the reuse of collateral can lead to increased leverage and opacity, potentially embedding synthetic or phantom securities into broader financial instruments, including bonds and pensions. 7. Impact on retail investors and pensions. Source: ResearchGate Rehypothecation. Fact: the rehypothecation of client assets can have severe consequences for retail investors and pension funds. Reality: by allowing the same securities to be pledged multiple times, the risk of asset misappropriation and default increases, especially when these assets are disguised as fixed income products. Reality check: when FINRA Rule SR FICC 2025-013 allows interbroker netting members to use the same deposit ID, it means that FINRA, as the largest inter-dealer, can blend client and proprietary assets. This makes it impossible to distinguish between legitimate and counterfeit shares. The FICC then repackages these synthetic or counterfeit shares as collateral in the form of bonds and pensions. This process effectively launders phantom shares by embedding them into financial instruments that are later sold to pension funds and other institutional investors. And guys, let me show you very concise and very straightforward let's say explanation of this entire saga by Jennifer Vetrano. You know that she has an active lawsuit, and I have to admit that I like to read her statements, and I like to follow her thoughts about all these actions that are happening around the MMTLP community, because she is a very clever person, and she made a huge work. He made a huge due diligence in order to file this lawsuit as a pro se plaintiff, and that is why, guys, believe me, her explanation is very interesting. So Jennifer wrote in response to Anna Trades, where she answered to due diligence. And Jennifer wrote, "Grouped your arguments, results, conclusion. Anna is more correct overall, based on case law, particularly regarding FINRA's conflict of interest and the potential risks of the rule, which align with precedents of transparency and asset segregation. However, her claims about the rule's direct impact are speculative. And Drew is correct that the SEC's rulemaking process was legally permissible. Anna's arguments are stronger where they address systemic risk and conflicts, but she needs more evidence to fully substantiate her claims about counterfeit shares and the rule's effects." And guys, I have nothing to add to this conclusion. And I have to admit that, yes, we have a lot of actions that might be not so pleasant and not so good for retail investors, but it might be very beneficial for some kind of forces, some kind of people or entities from the other side of the market who potentially want to make so much money that they don't want to stop in front of the walls of law, and they potentially try to even break these laws in order to achieve their goals. But in general, guys, we have to push our case forward, and let me show you what do we have in this field. So Globe Market News published this tweet just yesterday, and to be honest, it is so brave statement, and I would say it might be a very high level of risks with this type of statements. Globe Market News wrote, breaking accusations MMTLP. Do you believe William or Drew? And he published this video where William Farrant said this. So, breaking on William Farrant YouTube Live. William says he's heard Double D, Due Diligence, will get paid $1 million for his interference with the MMTLP community. Wow, what an accusation. And guys, on the one hand, it is very, I would say, speculative statement, but on the other hand, if it is real, if it is the reality, then due diligence has to answer. Otherwise, I think due diligence has to file a lawsuit against William Farrant because of this statement. But for now, I have to admit that, well, we should rely only on facts, not on the rumors. And from this point of view, I think it is just a rumor that doesn't have enough evidence that it is a reality. That is why, guys, let's move forward and let me show you. Well, wait a second. Probably I will cover this a little bit later. I want to cover the most recent update in 1209, set of 1209 cases. In Wilcott versus Securities and Exchange Commission, we have another filing that were made just yesterday. It is a deficiency notice and a couple of motions, and let me quote you this in details. So, deficiency notice for leave to file second amended complaint. Your motion does not comply with the local rule page limits unless otherwise authorized by the court. A non-dispositive motion is limited to 10 pages. These page limits are exclusive of the caption, signature block and certificate, and accompanying documents. Please file a motion for leave to exceed page limit, which includes a proposed order. And within just several hours, Contic Wilcott wrote this motion. Motion for leave to exceed page limitation for motion for leave to file second amended complaint by Contic Wilcott. And we have another motion. A motion for leave to file second amended complaint by Contic Wilcott. Motions refer to Judge Roland C. Griffith. And unfortunately, I cannot read this document because it is hidden behind the paywall. But well, and probably Contic Wilcott himself will publish some updates in his Twitter account. But for now, he didn't do this at all, and he just keeps silent. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.